to Poptography. In this section, I was asked by my toy photography group, the Toy Photography Collective, if I'd participate. A bunch of us are actually creating videos on how to create the lightsaber effect. So I shot a new image last night that I thought would be perfect to demonstrate how I do that. So the first thing is, we brought this image into Photoshop, and you can see we captured great exposure and everything, but we want to tweak it. We want to give it a little more drama, a lot more saturation. I like a lot more contrast as well. I have a spot here that I'll need to edit because it got the edge of my monitor, my virtual volume. So we'll just do a generative fill. And I've already gone ahead and done this, fully did the whole image last evening, but I wanted to redo and show you how to create the lightsaber effect, and we're going to do that together. So I'll first show you how we did the hue, saturation, all that, and what that turned out to be. So you can see here's the original, and here is the retouched. So you can see we got rid of that area in the corner here, as well as it's just got a lot more color saturation, a lot more vibrant. So that was really a real big push. So the next piece that we want to do was add a little fog or mist. And you know, if you've ever watched Clone Wars and you saw how Darth Maul got his metal legs, you'd understand. So what we're going to do is going to add a little layer of some green fog and stuff like that. So it's really, really cool. All right, so what we want to do next is we want to add a little glow to his eyes. So kind of similar, I created a little layer that was yellow and opaque and gave it some Gaussian blur, and that's how we got the glow in his eyes. All right, now I told you we did build the lightsaber, but I'm going to build that with you guys right here, right now, so that you can get a better understanding of how to do this on your own. So the first thing is we're going to create a new layer. All right, so on layer 1, and we want to make sure our color palette is selected black and white. You can click on that there and it turns into black and white if you have it in different colors. And we're going to switch it to white's on top because we're going to want to paint with that. We're going to get our paintbrush out, and I'm going to zoom into the image a little bit here. Now, you can control how big or wide the brush is by just playing with the brackets, or in Photoshop you can come up here and play with your size as well in that little option window, a little heads-up display. So I'm going to make this not quite the thickness of the lightsaber because I don't want it to be too thick. Even though it is Funko, I'm gonna go just a little bit thinner, something more like this, and I'm gonna go right to the base, and I'm gonna click, boom, and I've got my first little dot. Now the trick, we want to create a straight line, and an easy way in Photoshop is to hold shift and then put your cursor at the end here. We're going to make that just a little bit longer than the actual one he's holding, and there we go. So that click, shift, and then clicking again created a nice straight line on that first layer here. So that's our layer for our lightsaber. Next I'm going to go to my arrows, and all I'm going to do is duplicate this 6 times. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we've got 6 layers there. I'm going to start with the first layer. And what I'm going to gradually do is start with a high amount of blur and start bringing that down. And that'll also help create the glow around the lightsaber and any glow or lighting that might affect the subject. So we'll start with that first. So we're going to start with the very top layer of all the ones we just made copies of. I'm going to say Gaussian blur, and I'm going to say 600. Now go to the next one. I'm going to say filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I'm going to say 400. Go to the next one. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we're going to do 200. Keep continuing down this list here. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and 100. You see it's even getting brighter around Darth Maul's chest and everything, where that lightsaber is. So you kind of really see as you're doing it how the lighting will really affect your figure, or Funko Pop in this case. And here we're gonna go filter, Gaussian blur, blur, filter, Gaussian blur, and go 50, 100. Now we're going to the next layer, blur, Gaussian blur, and we're gonna do 25. And then the last one, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, let's try 10. I think that was good. All right. So we can see we've added that, and it's kind of got this, you know, white glow. It kind of looks kind of more like Ahsoka's kind of glow from her lightsabers. And we're going to do two things. So we're going to combine all these layers together. So I'm going to start with that. So the sixth one that I made, down to this one, and layers, and we're going to say merge all those. So now we got them all merged into one. And then the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to create another new layer. And I'm going to go to my color palette, and I'm going to click on the black and white so that the black's automatically at the top. And I'm just going to hit my bucket, paint bucket, and drop that over. So you can see the other layers that we still have in there, the glowing eyes and the fog and mist. And I'm going to drag this layer now underneath our lightsaber that we just did. I'm going to layer merge that down. So I'm merging the layers of the lightsaber glow down onto that black layer. And just for now, I'm just going to hide the eyes in our fog or whatnot. So now we've got this nice layer here over top. Now, because it's black, we want to see through it. So the easy way to do that, we're going to go to layer, layer style, blend options, and we're going to simply go to screen. So basically it's going to screen anything that's dark and black, and we're going to see in the light. So that's why we're seeing the lightsaber. We're going to do another step, and we're going to go to image, adjustments, hue and saturation. And again, there's different ways you can do this. I've done this by playing with curves, playing with the red, green, and blue channels. This is one of the easiest ways I find. It's just coming up here, going to colorize, and then I can start playing with the saturation right here. And knowing it's red, I don't even need to do anything because it's already on the red. So I'm just gonna bring that saturation all the way up. Looks good to me. And now we can add our other pieces back in. So we'll add our little green fog. We got our glowing eyes. And last but not least, I have my watermark. So that's how we created our lightsaber effect here in Photoshop. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial. And if you did, please hit the like, definitely hit the subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode of Poptography. Until then, may the force be with you.